Friends and family will not leave you during a hard time, confiding in them, telling them about your abuse, or just venting to them. They won't. Real ones won't. The fake ones will. The fake ones will listen to you tell your story, and they'll back away. The fake ones will. They'll back away. They'll remove themselves. They'll cut out. I had someone tell me that they were just going to remove themselves because I was a bad influence on their daughter because of how I was speaking about my mother. Now, I've had all the thoughts, processes, and things come through, and there's so many responses that could come to that. And my biggest response to that is I'm happy for them for not experiencing that abuse or those abusive behaviors. Like, I am so thankful that they don't have that trauma or those memories or that healing that they need to do. I'm so happy for them. What I'm not happy about is that that's what happened. Is you think that me speaking truth on my mother is me being a bad influence because I called my mother a bitch? I have every right to feel that way. I have every right to feel that way because I wasn't treated correctly. Numerous times, years worth, my mother was a very emotionally detached person. I'm sorry. I will never say I'm sorry for speaking on my abuse. I will never, ever say I'm sorry for saying what I say about certain people during certain time frames and periods in my life. Absolutely not, especially if they were abusive. Absolutely not. That's not going to work. And it wasn't even like just a person. It was like, there are times where I think about it and it really does hurt. Like, it sucks. Like, it hurts my heart and my soul because that little girl was like, their daughter was just, I learned a long time ago that, well, not a long time ago. Spicy brain, time is, but a little while back, I realized that taking care of other people was literally why I did not kill myself. I'm still here because I was allowed to take care of other people. My brother was my first person I was able to take care of. He was my first baby. Like my grandma bought me a baby doll just so that I would not pick him up. He was my first baby, the first thing that I could take care of that wasn't myself, because at that time I didn't know how to take care of myself. I was a child. However, I had someone else to look after and to take care of. And then my sister came around. Guess what? I have another one. And then I became a teenager and took care of more children and more children and more children. And I cannot tell you, to the parents that let me take care of their children, thank you, because I didn't realize that that was what that was. I knew that I thoroughly enjoyed it and that it now became a passion of mine. But yes, letting me take care of your children stopped me from committing suicide because my demons were so dark. My demons were dark and evil, and they were awful. I had insomnia, no shit. Because when the monsters were awake, it was no longer safe. When they went to sleep, it was safe. I could live my life. When I wasn't around them, I could live my life. Granted, not all of the life that I lived was smart. Not all of it was a good decision. However, at that point, anything was better than being under that roof. I had to think about it. I ran away as a child. And my father wasn't even in the country. He wasn't even in the country. So why did I still run away? Because I still was not safe at home. My mother was still there. So I still had a reason to leave. So if you want to unfriend me and remove yourself from my life because I'm speaking my truth and I confided in you about my abuse, and you want to say that I'm not a positive role model. I am spreading awareness so that this shit stops. Abuse is preventable. Don't be a piece of shit and abuse other people. Fix yourself. Take care of your healing that needs to be done. Be strong enough to do it, or get the fuck out of those kids' life. Because no child deserves to go through that. So if you want to sit here and tell me that I'm a bad influence because that's what I'm doing, bye. Bye. Because no one deserves. And the crazy thing is like the person that talked to me, their partner had an abusive father. But because I said it about my mother, it must be different. No, there are piece of shit mothers out there. There are people out there doing things to their children and being a certain way toward their children. Guess what? If you don't want to be called a bitch, if you don't want to be called a piece of shit, or you don't want to do X, Y, and Z, or be called X, Y, and Z, don't do the damn things. Don't do the things that make that a thing. Like, don't do them. If you don't want to be a piece of shit, don't do things that make you a piece of shit. If you don't want to be called a bitch, don't do things that consider you a bitch. Don't do them, and you won't be called them. Plain and simple. Plain and simple. Oh, well, no. Oh, that's true. No. There is no excuse. Stop excusing abusive behaviors, especially if you go, oh, well, that's just who they are. Then they need to be removed from their life. Oh, that's who they are. Then remove them from their life or your life, wherever they land in the spectrum. Do not allow abusive behavior to continue. Distance yourself. See if it corrects itself. If it corrects itself, sure, sweet. Go back to being whoever you were to whoever they were. Sweet. Do it. If it doesn't, I would rather adjust my life to your absence than adjust my boundaries for your disrespect. Point blank. Period. Love you.